Uh, okay, here we go again. Good afternoon. Okay, so I want to share an ETF that I shared with those that are in my community. So, an ETF is an equity traded funds. So, it's like a basket full of the stock market. Okay, so I shared a couple of stock market, the US stock market, with the community, and they have been doing well. All of them, including Tesla, some Nigerian stocks, and this one I love. This one. This is not something to share in public to avoid a couple of things, and this is not a financial advice to you guys. All right, these things are personal interest for myself, and it's something that I shared also with my community, and we are expected to invest with what we can afford to invest, things that we are willing to risk. All right, so not a financial advice. I am not a financial advice. I am a market analyst. All right, so whatever I analyze is something that I feel that makes sense, then I share with the community. So one of them is Ark. Now Ark is a company, investment firm that has many ETFs that investor can invest in. So we can have like from Ark A down to Ark Z, stuff like that. Just like if I search for the Ark, you can actually see that if I go to funds right here, you can see we have Ark K, Ark B, Ark G, Ark W, Ark F, blah blah blah. So Ark A is that of the Bitcoin future strategy. So it goes in line with Bitcoin. All right. So whatever is the price of Bitcoin, it could certainly be the same amount. All right. So you can see right here that Bitcoin is around $63,000. So it's kind of like saying if you miss Bitcoin, you can possibly put money into the ETF based on the fact that Bitcoin is kind of like too expensive to invest in, but the ETF is there for you. It is just worth only $58. All right, so if we go to Telegram channel, this is where I shared it on which day? August 17. That was where, okay, August 18. That was where I shared my outlook on things or stock market that I'm adding to my portfolio. All right, so I shared it with them, and if you look at here, I gave a breakdown analysis, and there was a point that I talked about that of Bitcoin ETF. All right, so I also talk about it going higher based on, I also talked about BTC going higher. All right, so if I'm expecting BTC to go higher, then I am also expecting the ETF to go higher. All right, so the document was shared with them so that they can understand. They only they are the ones that know how I look into companies that I'm investing in. There are things that I check out. I check the revenue, check the income, check everything before I decide that okay, I'm going to it, and I'm having reasons to why I'm investing to it, and that is the things based on geopolitical event, things that are needed, and based on sustainable stuff. Lots of things that I check out before deciding on putting investment into a company, share with them, and these are the documents. So all right, so let's dive into it. We also have another one, AERS, which is not supposed to share it with you guys, but let's talk about this one. All right, so this Ark, you could possibly, just like I explained with you guys on Tesla, right? Tesla is also still doing well. For those of us that think Tesla, we go against my directional bias, still doing well, and still expecting it to go to these high areas of buy stops, right? Because we haven't yet shifted or break a structure, so still expecting it to go higher, and I don't know, I just wanted to go to this high, but to avoid being worried, we just wanted to be going to the nearest highs before it goes decided to go to this high. All right, so back to Arka. Now what we're gonna do now is this. We will go to Google and we will do Arka right there. All right, so we continue to the US site. I agree, and this is their website. All right, so these are the list of the funds that they have in their portfolio that they are managing, and Arka is being controlled by, what is her name? Is a female investor. She's popular. I've forgotten her name. I don't know, but you can do your research also. So these are the list of them right there. Lots of them. So it's under the New York Stock Exchange. So since US 500 also is bullish, Nasdaq is bullish, then most stocks under the NYSE or the Nasdaq could go bullish. Now, not all of the US stock, I mean companies that are doing well. All right, so now when you look very closely at this Arka, you can actually see that of Bitcoin that you're seeing right here. You can actually see that this is not bearish, and due to the fact that it is not bearish, then still expecting to go bullish. Now if this is bullish, then it could possibly mean that it could align with that of Bitcoin, so that means Bitcoin is to run bullish, right? So if I'm labeling my structures, this is my high, sorry, this is my low, this is my high, and we now have a new low. Now since we have a new low, then I'm expecting the structure to shift and follow a bullish direction of bias. If we move over to the monthly time frame, you can actually see it on the monthly time frame that this traded into an order block, giving you a confluence to also understand the direction of bias of BTC. We have an area of inefficiency that the price trade into to fill up the inefficiency, and as it is trading into the buy side inefficiency, it is showing a low selling momentum. So that slow movement is building up liquidity. When it gets to its discounted price, it will want to start buying. All right, so what am I targeting? I'm targeting the nearest high. I could possibly want to hold, you know, stock investment is like a long-term stuff, so we want to hold possibly throughout to next year, 5 years, I don't know, but I also have to consistently check the chart, you know, so possibly hold 80, 90, 100. So since I'm seeing this bullish move, is an opportunity for me to take. So I now shared it with them with a couple of other Arka investment I have in my portfolio, and they're all, most of them are doing well, most of them are preparing to do well. Like this one, I love this one, X, which is worth $15, and I'm targeting this liquidity pool up here at the price of $21. You can actually see that what they actually did was an accumulation phase. It built an accumulation phase which traded into this order block, so I'm expecting it to take this liquidity. We have already filled up an area of buy side inefficiency, so expecting it to go higher throughout. So will not share more details with you guys for my own safety. So before you go into stock investment or stock trading, just like I showed you guys on how I do it on Tesla, you should know what the company is all about. Is the company doing well? What's the revenue? What's the market cap? There are a lot of things you need to take before you decide to put in money into a stock, into a company. You don't just see any company and start putting your funds. And what you should know is that you should be very patient and disciplined. You will have to know the right time, the right timing to buy an asset, and also know when it gives you confirmation to sell. Just like a Tesla, after it swept the previous 3 months high I talked about, it put back, right? So could possibly take off some portion and then wait for another opportunity to buy after we saw that it filled up. And in fishing, it didn't even show any structural break to go bearish, so it means that it's a continuation. It has to maintain that bullish movement. So I don't think I have anything else to say more. So take care guys, and be safe.